Wow, welcome to the channel. Yes, it's another time together and always a pleasure and a privilege to hear. My daughter asked me this question. She said, how do you find joy in ordinary moments? I'm like, what do you mean, ordinary moments? I say, yeah, just everyday life. It's like life has just become this mundane beginning. It starts this way. You do this, you do that, you go to work, come back. It's just like another day and another ordinary moment. And I think for me, it's actually about life is actually what you make it, is actually how you if it's a dull moment, it's dull because you made it a dull moment. And if it's an exciting one, it's exciting because you make it exciting. There was a time in my younger life whereby it was there was nothing about me. It was really all about the children, all about getting things done, going and coming. What did I do? I planted a spinach garden. I'm telling you, that thing gave me so much joy. And the way where it was planted was quite airy. So when I get back with the children, I just go and look at my spinach. I'm telling you, it's like they will just be smiling, clapping, dancing in the wind. And that actually gave me joy. How green they were. When I put water, they even sparkle in the sunshine. It is what you make it to be. And then the following day when I go there, they've grown a bit more, and it now looks, when you look from the side, it's just like a tray of green. What was once brown is now green. So I found a lot of joy even in doing that. And I think it's then becomes more about living things, your environment. This was alive. I love plants. The plant is grown, it's now budding, it's bringing out a flower. Another time, it was mundane also. I used to travel. I was commuting quite a lot, and some days I may have to stay over away from home. So I tell you, even my husband didn't believe what I did. I bought some goldfish. Yes, I got those goldfish and I had them in a goldfish bowl. So when I'm leaving home, I'll carry my goldfish, I'll put them in the car, drive, get to school, leave them in the car. It sounds so funny. I'd leave them in the car, leave the window down a bit, so that they don't get hot or stifled. And then when I get to my flat, I'll take them out, put them on the table, feed them. And then in the morning, I go to school. By the time I come back, the fishes are there, three of them. They're like, all so excited, like, "Ah, you guys are hungry. Okay, I'll give them food." And that's how it just, I don't know. And then when they're playing in the water, they're swimming around, it's like all these goldfish. One got a bulgy eyes, so he doesn't really see. So the other ones would see, and they used to finish the food before that one. So I learned a lot about these goldfish. And then at the end of the week, I carry my goldfish, put them in the car, and then we go home. And then if I'm going to be away for a shorter time, I used to, believe it or not, the fish shop actually had something called weekender. It's like when you're going to be away, you can just throw that block of food in the fish tank, and then the fishes, they will feed themselves. So it was called a weekender. So sometimes I would leave them over, and then I'll leave the weekender with them and then carry on. So in that way, it actually brought a lot of joy. Now, to overcome those mundane times, we now have drum rolls, two York Terrors. They call the Yorkies. Those two little dogs. Oh my goodness. Even if you are looking bored and you don't know what is going on, they will be up to something, Sha. They will be up to something. If you don't want to play with them, they now play with each other. They are tumbling on the floor, and the one is like, "Please don't talk to me. I don't want to play." And the other one jumps on him, and so there is just this activity. So I think it could be, when I look at all these examples I've given, it could be about life. It could be about life. I know a pregnant woman who is watching her tummy grows, it's like, come, the baby is kicking, the baby is kicking. Everything could have been quiet and mundane, but as soon as she feels that kick, it's like, it's kicking, it's kicking. And so it's really about life. It's how do you bring life beyond yours? And then that could mean also, it could be about you reaching out to somebody, lending a helping hand. You may think you are in a bad situation until you find somebody who cannot get up from the bed or who cannot even raise their hand. And so you are able to now engage with that kind of life from your own position. And then there is something about joy that comes into that, when you are able to lend a helping hand. I have two young men in the house now, and one of them was saying I don't know how that guy did that. He was lifting weights of 180 kilograms, so he had it on his shoulder and he went down, but he couldn't come up. I'm like, yeah, 180. You know what 180 is? Even me that I feel I'm overweight, I'm not up to 180. That means he can carry me, he can throw me up and down anyhow. So he said he went down and like, I couldn't even come up again. I like, what? And so the other one said he had learned that when a weightlifter is going through that, you don't take, in fact, you can't even take it because you may not be able to carry that weight also. But you put your hand under his own arms, and then together you push it up. Then he can, from that position, replace the dumbbells onto the wrench. And so he was able to do that. And I felt, wow, what if you were not there? What if you were not there? What would have happened? So sometimes just being able to engage, it's about life. I can come to that conclusion. It's about life and lending a helping hand and being able to lift each other up. Or just, I remember recently somebody shared with me, I just got so excited, like, what? You mean it? Yes. One of the ladies in church, she came to me. I'd met her a few months back, and she was in a down position because she had just had a miscarriage. She wasn't too excited and all that. And then we prayed together. And unfortunately, I don't know whether I say unfortunately or fortunately, when we met, I was just so excited. I could almost see her. And I think I'd even asked her, where are the kids? I'd not met her before. And she was like, almost like, why are you asking me that? Because she knew she had just had a miscarriage. And I was like, she says, no, auntie, I just had a miscarriage. I'm like, they are coming. Why are you doing like this? The children are coming. They are inside you. They're just waiting to be. And she was like, confused. Like, why am I saying all this? But for me, that is all I could see written all over her. So a few weeks or last 2 weeks, she saw me and she came, I'm pregnant. I'm like, what? You see, the baby's coming, the baby's coming. And she was like, yeah, but she's still. I'm like, no, don't steal anything. Go and buy the first baby's dress and have it ready. Go and start. And she was like, really? I said, yeah, go to baby section and start looking at. So there are things about life. There are things about, and when I say life, not just life like, how you live life, but just about living things. It could be about your plants, it could be about the animals, it could be about fellow human beings and life. When you know that somebody got over this issue and it makes you share in their joy, even though yours may be mundane. And even when people are getting promotions or they are getting, you should be able to share in that kind of joy. And I found out that excites you more when you burden with them. I don't know if that makes sense. When you were anticipating with them, right? So somebody is anticipating for a promotion and they mentioned it to you that I really need a promotion or I need a new job. What was I say? Don't worry, we'll pray along with you. And then you do that. Then they now come like the following week and tell you, hey, I got the job. You know how you will be happy because you almost feel like part of that burden, part of that testimony. And so it's really not only about knowing the good things, but also being with people and being with life with the bad things also, because you can journey through and come out triumphant together. But that also means you need to, I will say, almost protect yourself, because if people are always telling you bad things, it can also be draining, right? So you need to have your own way of finding that joy in the mundane times, finding that joy, sharing your own testimonies, being grateful for the little things like I woke up and I'm going, oh, it's raining today. The plants will be happy. Maybe my flower will bud. Maybe my puppies will be more excited because they can splash in the water. You now start seeing those things beyond your own problems. And lastly, I will say that sometimes when we take our problems and put them too close to our eyes, it's like your little finger. As tiny as that little finger may look, if you put it very close to your eye, it can actually block out the light that comes in. So sometimes you need to take your own problems, your own issues, and put them into the bigger universe, into this bigger God that can shine the light, and then the darkness will disappear. Don't hide it. Don't bring it so close that you can't even see beyond that problem. You can't see even the other blessings that are around you. Yeah, try it. Take that finger. Don't even close your eyes and just do like this. I'm telling you, it will block out many things that are happening, many things that you can be grateful for, many opportunities for you, despite the situation, to also be a blessing. And then your answer may be unlocked, through being that blessing. So I'll stop there, and I said, just rejoice. Just rejoice that I could record this video. I put a smile on your face. Thank you for stopping by. God bless and have a lovely day. Ciao.